mainstream, the northern, recessive, aggressive people. That is your purpose in a dear side camp. Actually, that is the only reason why you came to America. Because after they destroyed the natives, they needed labor. And you became that labor, which labor represent business. And as far as they're concerned, you're an investment business, nothing more, nothing less. So Jasmine Crockett as a young female lion, black female lioness in the Congress. And she had do her work. But diversity, equity, inclusion is an illusion. Just like all of the other ones them before them. Civil rights and all of these things. Anyway, diversity, equity, inclusion come under the banner of civil rights. But one way it do now, it destroys civil rights under the social umbrella of what they call America, because now it's everybody they on one page now. So it neutralizes it. There's no more regard to black issues when it comes to diversity, equity, inclusion. And these are what the betrayals of black politicians, black exploiters. And when I'm want you to recognize when we say black exploitation, See where I go on recently? Let me show you a face of black exploitation. Sean P. Diddy or Puff Daddy Combs. I call him Puff Dirty. See, they have amassed a whole heap of wealth in America and they have gotten a whole lot of privilege. But what are their purpose? Using them black skin to exploit blackness and then turn around have done nothing in relation to the wider black community. That is the face of black exploitation. And you can't go on and on. They have no purpose other than to party, entertain. And if the master tell them to come on the microphone and speak to certain issues, they will speak, or if anything that they felt slighted because they have become so privileged on a level where they think they are equal to mainstream America, then them get on the microphone and then they want to talk about blackness. But all of that is just politics. They don't mean the collective blackness that Marcus Garvey represent no good. They are not into black collective security. They are not into that. They are into self-aggrandizement. Look at me. And when you open your mouth and try to talk about racism, they are the first one to tell you, if I make it, I came from the ghetto, you can make it too. Stop using racism as a crutch. It doesn't exist until racism swallow them and start to swallow them up. Then you hear them start to cry out. And then they want to align with the wider black community to fight their selfish battles. This is black exploitation. And black exploitation is black superiority mindset. They represent mainstream America in black skin. They are not African Americans. Africans Americans know who they are. They know they are Africans in America. They know this. And they strive and struggle and resist. And they will continue to fight to make that connection. That is the difference. And it's not just America. You have Jamaican mindset different from Rastafari mindset. Because a Jamaican is a reflection of British superiority. This is why I have enough Jamaican. We quickly cuss African and tell us that them are not African. Them are Jamaican. And what is a Jamaican? A convergence of diverse ethnic groups. And the main seat of power lies within all of the other ethnic groups except Africans, the black skinned Jamaicans them. And them same one, once they start rubbing shoulders, the other day me make a video about Usain Bolt and I use him as an example. For sure, say, it no matter how much you rub shoulders with them, you gain privilege. You are not them. But in a Jamaica, them hide it, them racism behind classism. So, in other words, money. Because they have received their wealth from the farmer colonizers, which is their parents. But they in a Jamaica, the African diaspora outnumber them. Some play classism for mass racism, and then they becomes gatekeepers. And now that our creativity have broken down the social barriers, meaning to say them cannot hide behind their money anymore. Because our talent, our creativity have entrusted us with money. So therefore, wealth don't protect them anymore. Because we are make money in ways they never conceive. But nonetheless, they'll take it over and exploit. Example, reggae music, hip hop music. They have taken it over. Because at the end of the day, they are the face of money. They control money. So therefore, because you're already poor and underprivileged, they will give you money and allow you privilege to enter their space. And when they are ready, they will break you. They will take the bag from you. They will take the bank from you. These are the games that they play. You know what the diaspora of Africa have? The continent. You know what we have? Land. Once you control the land and the resources of the land, then you can even make money obsolete. Case in point again when I talk about Ibrahim Traore. See, he took over the natural resources of his people, and now the people are benefit, and now Moroccan and France are the Western. Just because of France is not France alone, America involved, Britain involved, all of these European nations behind the scene, because they can't allow you to become sovereign. Because once you become sovereign, you control the power, the natural resources, and especially if you are doing it about within the collective Marcus Garvey principle, like how Ibrahim Traore thus far I represent that Marcus Garvey principle, collective security. The youth say motherland are dead. That is his slogan. I and I as Rastafari have death before dishonor. These are the principles. That means this kind of mindset, this kind of sovereignty of mind, you cannot buy it. And this is what Rastafari is all about. Yes, they have hijacked the movement and are trying to turn us into religion and turn us into Rastafarians. But we are Rastafari. And the only thing that I and I desire is to connect, becomes one with all black people. One nation, family. That is what Rastafari. So this is why this word sound, when I and I come on this channel and I observe. Because you have to know. That's how you can change things. You have to know. And out of this observation and knowledge and knowing, I recognize JAZMINE CROCKETT representing African American mindset, and Ibrahim Traore. But on the difference between the two of them, one is creating a system which is Ibrahim Traore, And Jasmine is trying to fight for a direct equity inclusion, which is going to fail. And there will always be different slogans and terminology, but you will never be equal in America because mainstream America cannot allow equality because they will lose. And the reason why racism exists is to protect whiteness, white superiority. So this will keep them in the seat of power. That's what it is really all about. And this is why the mainstream America don't like the miscegenation because that will dilute and destroy them. And like me say again, this is hence the Afrikaners that come in, hence the Ukrainians. And the Afrikaners that came in, they are farmers. Say they are coming for the farmlands that left in America and control the food because they have to protect their own. Because they see and they know what's coming on the mother continent. They know Ibrahim Traore is not the only one. Because if they remove him, there will be more. Because the young lions, them, are waking up and they recognize what the problem is. And the problem is there's no way a continent is so rich with resources and the people are suffering. And why does the people suffer? Because of puppeteer leaders that take the natural resources and make deal with the Western, northern, aggressive white people and sell out them people for privilege and wealth and oppress their people. So there you go, black skin exploiters again. This is what on the continent are going. And Ibrahim Traore is the exception to the rule. And Rastafari is the exception to the rule in the diaspora. This is why they fight Rastafari so much. This is why they play side games with Rastafari and put in elect Rasta leadership that they control and regulate Rastafari now to entertainment. Because every time they have an entertainment, them run against certain ones and so-called Rasta elders. But when it comes to political activism, you don't hear the voice of Rastafari anymore. Them quiet. And them do what them do. Use the reggae music that used to be the message, dilute it down, and start give ones and ones privilege. And the forefront of that privilege is the Marley family. Because they are making a lot of money out of reggae music. And as a matter of fact, we don't even own reggae music no more. But because of that of the name, we are going to use it, reggae music. And they have done nothing of significance for the wider Rastafari community. See? Black exploitation again. And black exploitation, once they start making money, they move. They run away from where they're from and start rubbing shoulders with them. And them claim that they run away from the urban centers because it's too violent. And they are not lying. But what are you? You know the problem of the urban centers because you came from it. So you can utilize the wealth that you have garnered and make differences, effective change. Not the little measly for publicity stunt where you call charity. No. You can set up industries. You can buy up farmland, equipment. You can set up manufacturing too. Since one of the things we're crazy over is brands. You could have brand all the Marley brand. And do what? Make the youth them away Bob Marley. And be proud of it. Instead I run go buy Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Fendi and all these things. We can create our own. But no. Run away. And at the same time, they on the front page are aggrandize on yourself. And then on the run come speak. Even betray their own legacy and when a father represent. And for that matter, I mean, even use the Marley them alone either. The Bojo Band and them, the whole of them. They are not doing nothing meaningful. And they have garnered a lot out of reggae music. This is Rastafari message to the world. This is how we used to scream about oppression. This is one of the means we make the whole world know about apartheid. This is why Peter Touch is so beloved by I and I. A reggae music, message music, Rastafari message to the world. Resistance, liberation. Sing about the things, social commentary. But it has become silence now through entertainment. And ones I get Grammys. This is why even the other day again, them disrespect and use coffee. And our coffee I represent is deviancy. You see it? Dilute them thing and try make the new generation now with coffee and them now. Feel like that is a Rastafari have become compromised. And like Rastafari becomes acceptance of certain behaviors. These are the games that these people play. Yeah, I know it sound like me all over the place, but me not all over the place. Everything connect. But just I show you the different games that these people play. And this is where them there right now identify Black American, Black exploitation. These are the mindset of the northern, aggressive, recessive people. Them all have black skin. This is what Ibrahim TRAORE have a fight against black skin. And JAZMINE CROCKETT too. Even though the fight she have fight, the fight there, she have to come into the realization and take up the Marcus Garvey principle. In order for black Americans to become politically powerful again, them have to start claiming back the land. Them have to start neutralize that which integration took away from them. Them have to reclaim the black economy and pull the resources of the black economy and build the things and become powerful like the Jews. This is what the Jews did. They took control of their economy and they directed their economy collectively to where and what they want. This is why they destroyed Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey had the blueprint. And this is what Rastafari is supposed to represent. But yet we have fall short because we have become Rastafarians, because we start to become fearful, because reggae music has allowed on a certain privileges, on to protect on our wealth, on to stop speak to truths and rights. On to become fearful because we want to protect the little privilege we want to get out of reggae music, which is money. That is the problem. And this is why a young Ibrahim TRAORE right now stand up tall like the lion that him is. I represent that lion spirit because them can't buy him. Him refuse to sell out. Him say motherland are debt. A serious argument that Rastafari used to say debt before dishonor. We stop saying them things then now. And we need to get back to that. And before you can go up on the battlefield, you have to know. You have to revolute your mind. You have to revolute your mind before you can become a revolutionary. You have to know what you are fighting against. You have to know your enemy, black and white. You have to know what is the obstacle from your liberation. And how you know this thing, you have to know your story. Once you know your story and observe your story and study your story, then you will know. This is why the youth near Ibrahim TRAORE look how him look. And I represent how him I represent because him know him story. Him know him father, Thomas Sankara. Him know about Patrice Lumumba. Him know about Gaddafi. Him know about the disconnection, meaning the transatlantic slave trade that them are use the diaspora now and even let's say black Americans for fight, for use them to come annihilate or infiltrate within black skin for try to destroy it. You have to know your story and be prepared, and thus for him look like him know his story very well. And this is what Rastafari have to come into. Revolute your mind before you can have a revolution. Because for right now, the only thing we are going to create is messiahship, and I don't want I to follow Ibrahim Traore. All of us supposed to dip on the same page. All of us supposed to represent liberation. So them cannot wipe us out. Because as long as we're alive, this mindset will continue, the resistant mindset that created Rastafari will always be. But now we are operating a collective. Because once the diaspora and the continent connect, it's sealed up, And this is what Rastafari embodies, and this is the capability of Rastafari. We have to get back into the real principle of Rastafari, which is liberation, resistance. We refuse to accept who they say we are. We define our identity. And this is why we call ourselves Rasta. We are the people of sovereign thinking, sovereign mind. So therefore, what I and I will create, and I will to do. This is Rastafari. Rastafari is resisting their diabolical ways of doing things, exploitative ways of doing things. And Rastafari represent that harmonious spirit. That's why we say one love. And when we say one love, we are talking about I and I. We recognize the world and all of the good people in the world, but at the same time, we have to focus on I and I first. And all of the good people in the world, if you are good, stay in your lane and do your good. And then once everything balanced the way it's supposed to be, then only thing will remain is goodness. But as long as you're not behind good charitable deeds, behind philanthropy, while I do no wickedness, collectively, Rastafari will never fall for that. Because I and I recognize that on a trickery already with civil rights, and even before civil rights, on a trickery with what they call the abolitionists. Because the abolitionists are those liberal rights who recognize the danger of black unity. And that was represented by the Haitian Revolution. And they got scared. So they hurry up and fix. And then they become the face our abolition and say they gave us. They cannot give you nothing that you was born with. You was born sovereign. They have oppressed you and then tricked you behind abolitionists to make you feel like they have done something for you. But the only reason why abolitionists came about is to neutralize the storm that Haiti represented, the maroon of Nani, one day serious. And all of the rest of maroon communities from all the way from the Caribbean to the America and the Carolinas. And in the deeps, in the swamps of Florida and Louisiana. Yeah, man, the maroon energy, which is the resistance from white oppression and white domination. These are the people who refuse to accept. And this is Rastafari. We refuse, and we not stop refuse. So until such time, you know what I gotta say? You don't know, is Rastafari is Caribbean, African diaspora unity. One God, one aim, one destiny. Jah Rastafari without apology. Sealer.